Gate 3. The Art of Freedom and Discipline. My contract with myself. I promise myself to fulfill the dreams of every person I encounter. I promise to refrain from being driven by my own personal considerations. I promise to consider my actions, making sure they enhance those around me. I promise to support each and every one of you so you can reveal the good within you and proliferate it into the world. I promise myself not to let the seesaw between pain and pleasure determine my happiness. My signature that I have come to fulfill the dreams of every person I encounter. I understood the truth about myself. I understood the meaning of freedom. I went looking for freedom, for that big brass ring of joy in the wrong place. The key to true happiness, to infinite freedom, is not about getting what I want. Rather, it is about wanting what I have. I thought I wanted to be finished with high school and then with my military service. And then I wanted to get married, to have children, to own a beautiful house with a yard, and to have my own health and wellness studio. An endless list of things I wanted. Things that, once accomplished, would signal to me that I would finally be a free, happy person. I understood that I was living under the misguided illusion that happiness would reside in my list of accomplishments. I used to believe that feeling gratitude for all I have would make me happy. I liked to say that I was happy because I have a house with a beautiful yard, a bicycle, and 3 healthy children. I was wrong. That's not it. True freedom rests on the freedom from the material. All material objects are, by definition, temporary. Freedom and joy reside on a different plane, on a spiritual plane, the spirit of life, of the being, of my essence. This alternative plane is permanent, infinite, and everlasting. No one, under any circumstances, can take away my freedom. I embody the spirit of freedom, and this liberty allows me to connect with my essence and choose the kind of person I want to be. A person of love and compassion, someone sensitive and generous, or someone focused only on my own foolishness and self-interest. The choice is mine. I can connect to my essence and fulfill my unique gift to the world and enhance myself and make the world a better place. I understand that when I am happy and free, I need nothing. I have everything. I have infinite joy and freedom. I have the freedom to choose to fulfill my higher essence. This freedom is mine. To understand and give you the wondrous tools of yoga, I will explain several essential tools in this section. These practices will serve as milestones along our journey through life, making it easier, lighter, and more joyous. So, let's set out on the journey to acquire the tools for freedom. My goal on the journey of my yogi life is to be happy. How do I make this happen? Yoga opens the door by releasing me from my ego, my self-image, my patterns, my preconceived notions, otherwise known as karma. What is karma? I was born in a karmatic birth. Every one of you is born in a karmatic birth, to a specific family, in a particular place, at a specific time, with cultural norms that accompany us, you and I, throughout our lives. Each of these elements determines the conditions of our lives. They shape our perceptions, reactions, and responses. They bind us like chains to a prison. I am imprisoned. When I choose to follow the road of spirit, which is yoga, I gradually realize that all the choices I thought I was making were not truly choices made by me. I had no real choice. I was driven by my biased learned patterns, my conditioning, my habits, and my formed images of myself that I had identified with as if they were me. These preconceived notions informed my decisions. What is Dharma? Dharma is our internal wisdom, our inner voice that guides us on our path. Dharma is indescribable. I can only attempt to describe Dharma as my spirit life, as godliness, as the energy and life without which the body would be merely a lifeless corpse. With it, I am alive. I am life. When I am cleansed, the Dharma can flow through me as breath flows through a flute, creating music. What is moksha? What is the essence of this freedom that I strive to achieve? Moksha is a primary tool that enables me to liberate myself from my ego, which in turn allows me to free myself from the image I build for myself. It enables me to be open to endless possibilities. Moksha breaks apart the loop of cause and effect, the loop of karma. I am no longer concerned with why something happened or the reason behind the event. There is no connection between the catalyst and the result. I am set free from the cage of loneliness and separateness. I am led, instead, by a life of love and generosity that generates my true joy. Discipline. So how do I do this? What is the tool that enables me to be in a state of true freedom? Discipline. I utilize every moment as an opportunity to practice. I learn in every moment to set aside my ego and image, executing every task, big or small, not to seek self-growth or self-actualization, but from a genuine goal of generosity that springs forth from my heart. When I release my karma, my patterns, and my ego, I can become a vessel to hold space for Dharma and spirit. How do I accomplish this through my practice? As I practice the poses of yoga or the movements of dance or of any sport, I remove my ego. I practice without ambition, without a goal, and without desire to achieve a specific outcome. Instead, I listen to my inner senses. I look inward, relinquishing my thoughts, my expectations, and my feelings. My movements flow from a place of not doing, a place of undoing. Through the physical practice, I liberate my emotional body. I practice this skill in yoga so that I can then transfer it to every aspect of my life, so that everything I do bubbles forth through me the way water bubbles forth from a spring, the way song emits from a bird, effortlessly. I maintain an iron discipline. I wake up every morning and practice Kriya, the poses that cleanse the stomach, as the stomach is the energy source that contains anxiety, noise, and the ego. I clear out past contents and face forward. I have the discipline to choose to nourish myself with vibrant, fresh food that contains life. I choose to avoid ingesting criticism, judgmental comments, or gossip. I go outside to the open air, to walk or to hike, to cycle, to swim, to breathe fresh air, and to soak up nature. I use my body and mind to practice in order to be open to life, present, available, alive. The freedom from the ego and the liberation from the predetermined image open infinite possibilities for me. I have left the circle of karma. I am no longer chained to my actions and their results. I live a life of love and generosity, and I have become a person who is truly happy. Manipura, the chakra of the solar plexus. This chakra is located in the solar plexus between the diaphragm and the navel. When I place my fingers on the area, I can feel tension. It feels hard and blocked. The color of the chakra is yellow. The sound is rahem, and the element is fire. It is connected to our sense of sight, and the physical connection includes the digestive system, the liver, the pancreas, the spleen, the gallbladder, the small intestine, and the stomach area. I understand how sensitive this area is. I often say that I have butterflies in my stomach, that something stabs me like a knife in the stomach. I feel it in the pit of my stomach, or that I feel I have a knot in my stomach that I cannot digest. This is the area that holds the energies of worry, ego, repression, fear, anxiety, disturbing thoughts, restlessness, and all the things that take up so much space and block my flow. Therefore, I make sure to cleanse this area during my yoga practice. My thoughts, feelings, troubles, and other expressions take up so much room inside me, and I find it essential to separate my spirit, my self, from my ego. It's as if, when I talk to myself, I'm speaking to a good friend, telling her, "You have got to take a break from yourself for a minute. You have got to lay yourself down. You have got to love yourself and take care of yourself." This conversation needs to happen between me and myself to relax and cleanse my solar plexus. That's why the practice of yoga starts with the solar plexus. I practice the Kriya using movements that cleanse this area. I practice pranayama, the breathing exercises, to help me enter a meditative stillness and connect with the spirit. I practice yoga to clear my thoughts and feelings and to allow energy to flow through my body so that spirit can pass through me. This is my personal discipline, my personal hygiene. No one can do it for me or instead of me. I know that when my solar plexus is clean, I feel courageous, unstoppable, and fearless. I feel open because I have made space. Something has expanded. I connect to the frequency of the color yellow as if I have been wrapped in yellow material, as if yellow sun rays inside my body are cleansing me. The element of the burning fire cleans and gleams with light, warmth, and life. The sensory connection is the sense of sight. This is so natural. When I'm angry, I have fire burning in my eyes, and I cannot see clearly. I am irrational, and I cannot see eye to eye with the person standing in front of me. I might behave in a way that imbues temporary insanity because I cannot see clearly. However, when my sight is clear, when I have insight, when I have cleaned the camera's lenses, when I have shown the window pane so that what is inside is indistinguishable from what is outside, then all is united, all is one, all is clear. The solar plexus holds a large amount of energy, and I want to ensure it gets cleansed and that nothing remains stuck there. This is the digestive system of life, and things need to metabolize and digest to promote a flow of energy and allow the light, the Dharma, to pass through. Manipura chakra, be clean, be illuminated. What are the yamas and the niyamas? I will try to understand the concept of the 10 tools of yoga with you, similar to how we try to understand the 10 commandments of the Bible. I see many similarities because the concepts of truth are universal. Before I delve into the movements, breathing, and stillness of yoga, I need to first grasp the broader ideas of yoga. Yoga is a way of life, an art form that covers all aspects of life. Everything in life requires physical action, knowledge, understanding, and a consistent practice throughout life. Before I start my physical practice, I prepare the space. I praise myself through understanding the meaning of the yamas and the niyamas. This study, this deepening of my understanding, helps me access higher spirituality, both personally and socially. Can someone perform a yoga pose, like a headstand, for example, without understanding the yamas and niyamas? Technically, they could, but does this create the same energy pattern that I intend to generate within myself and within you? Perhaps this would be called gymnastics, stretching, or strength training. The yamas and the niyamas help me take the pose to a new level of awareness, bringing each movement to a new level of awareness. So when I study or teach the 10 tools of yoga, applying the yamas and the niyamas becomes essential for both myself and for you, as people who aim to live in peace, stay connected, and foster a positive community atmosphere, both externally and within ourselves. What are the yamas? There are 5 tools that shape how I relate to myself and those around me. These are the first steps, the basics, similar to cleaning and straightening up my house. I want to make sure that any guest who comes over will feel at home. Whether I host a seminar, a music concert, or an art festival, it's important to me that attendees sense the unique energy of my home and the magic that happens inside. The first step is to tidy up, to clean, and to fill the space with candles and fresh flowers. This makes everything new. The word yama in Sanskrit also means death. When I follow the yamas, I am distancing all things connected to death, removing them from my space in order to create life. What are the niyamas? These tools support self-discipline, the things I should and must do for myself, the things no one else can do for me, and the commitments I make to myself. The niyamas elevate my life to one of spirit, peace, harmony, and vitality. I invite you to join me in the movements and vitality of these 10 tools. The dance begins now. Come dance with me. Aparigraha, non-grasping. Aparigraha is one of the 10 tools of yoga. It means non-grasping, letting go, releasing. As long as I hold on, I cannot open myself to rebirth or rejuvenation. Therefore, I must learn to let go of things, material objects, a job that no longer fits, or concerns and thoughts that no longer serve me. I release expectations for situations and for those around me. The freedom is in letting go, in setting free, in the release I make from a place of love. I set them all free. My spouse, my children, my students, I release them all. My concerns, fears, worries, and anxiety. I look them in the eye, call them by name, and let them go. When I practice this in yoga poses, I surrender myself to the movement, letting go of any fear, thoughts, or desires related to it. The practice becomes a dance of meditation and freedom. I discover new areas in my body I didn't know existed, and I find myself in a world of transformation, change, and rebirth. Through this physical practice, I explore the tools of aparigraha and realize that non-ownership applies not only to material things, more house, more stuff, more money, but also to my desires, craving more experiences that only heighten my urgency and anxiety, never leaving me with a sense of satisfaction or fulfillment. I used to think I possessed things. In actuality, they possessed me. I am a prisoner to all the possessions I once desired. Buying a big house makes me enslaved to the mortgage and the upkeep. I get promoted to my dream position, and I become a slave to my boss, long hours and travel. I am involved in a constant process of learning the difference between passion and craving. Craving comes from the world of I want. I want more. It is never enough. Passion comes from the burning fire of desire within each of us. As I cleanse my cravings, I release, I give over, I give up my hold over, I liberate. This creates the oxygen that enables the passion of life to burn within me. The search. To deepen my practice, I ask myself questions. In yoga, this questioning is known as svadhyaya, the exploration and internal search. It involves ongoing self-exploration so I can identify points that may be blocked and thereby prevent me from accessing true freedom and true joy. These are the points I need to work on every day. This daily research is my life's work. Now would be a good time to stop, pause, grab a pen and paper, and take a moment after each question to listen to your heart and write down what you discover there. What is freedom for me? Am I truly free? What prohibits me from hearing or listening to my inner calling? Why do I find excuses that keep me trapped in my current situation? What boundaries have I placed upon myself that help to free me? What forms of discipline enable me to set myself free? What is the voice calling me to set out on my own way? Do I hear it? Do I listen to it? Lady Liberty, Kavyalya, the liberation from suffering. Yoga introduces the concept of kavilya, absolute freedom and absolute independence. It is the freedom to be myself and to stop suffering in this world. What is this tool? As an average person, I define myself by external factors, and when they shift, I suffer. These are things that will never truly satisfy me. When I seek safety and security outside myself, I notice that the world around me is in constant flux and unrest. When I pursue pleasure externally, I realize it was fleeting. It lasts only for a moment before it's gone. When I seek love outside myself, I see that it is unpredictable. Sometimes it appears and sometimes it doesn't. When I rely on my body to provide me with pleasure, I find that it is also fleeting. Sometimes it's healthy and other times it's sick or injured. It cannot give me true freedom. Only when I stop looking outward and turn inward to my body, soul, and spirit did I realize that there was no purpose in looking outside. As the external world has nothing to offer my true self or me. Only then did I reconnect with my inner quiet. Nature could rest, since everything had found its resting place and source, and I could return to my source. This is my journey to freedom. Freedom from the rat race and freedom from chasing new experiences. The journey involves letting go of all unnecessary things, everything that is not essential. Nature can rest. I can rest. We rest. And there is freedom. The best gift I can give to you and to myself is this knowledge, and so I hold onto it. As long as I practice non-grasping, I can achieve the small wins, the small doses of freedom, until I ultimately ascend to the place of Kaivalya, total freedom. I no longer suffer. Suffering has been erased from my life. I walk the path led by Dharma. I can hear it calling out to me. I am free from the ropes of karma as they no longer pull me down. I am on my way up. I walk away from karma and my ego and become a vessel of godliness, of spirit. Something new has been born. Snacks for the way. Each time I have a thought that brings me down, I will eradicate it. Each time I think, I gave but got nothing in return, I will remind myself, I received through the act of giving. Each time I become afraid of economic scarcity, I will eradicate that thought. Each time I become afraid of gaining weight, I will eradicate that thought. Each time I become afraid of getting sick or injured, I will eradicate that thought. I will begin each day by connecting to my body, my soul, and to nature. 365 days a year, I will commit to being in motion. Every day, I will choose to nourish my body with food that contains water, sun, and light. Every day, I will choose to see the light and the good in you. This is also a good place to pause a minute and write down my reflections. What do you take along in your backpack? What will you pack for the ride? Freedom is the right to be, with no need to ask permission from anyone else. As we conclude this gate, please take a minute to journal some reflections of gratitude.